Welcome back, everyone. And today we're going to be talking about the first Italian team in this review being Juventus. So, a bit of review about Juventus' season under Sarri, then their new coach. To put it short, it's been Ronaldo and the rest. Ronaldo's been absolutely incredible this year. I think he's broken the record for maybe not, I'm not sure, but consecutive goals in the Serie A season. He's top scorer, of course, and still on incredible form. But Juventus haven't been playing incredible football under Sarri. They've been really criticised in Serie A, and can kind of this seem to be lucky to get the title this year because the COVID break really stopped Lazio in their incredible form, and allowed Juventus to sort of win, even if they've won in pretty terrible fashion. To be honest, I mean, yesterday they lost against Cagliari 2-0. Granted, they already won the league, but it's still not very reassuring for Juventus, who's a huge club in Italy and in the world. So this poses the question for this Champions League campaign: have Juventus are they confident enough going into this tournament?
Um, I think I think yes. I think you have to take into account they have just won the league. The title race has been quite difficult for them for the whole year. With there was Lazio, there was I'm pretty sure I think it was
Inter, yeah.
there was Inter, yeah, and also Atalanta at one point. So the title race was really close at one point. So to come out on top of that, even though it's with the help of the restart, but to come out on top of that is really is a really good boost for the whole squad. And so I think they still have good hopes for the competition. They only lost 1-0 away to Lyon, which is something that can be easily overturned.
Yeah.
It's the it's the smaller margin possible. So yeah, I think they're still hopeful for the game for the upcoming game.
Yeah, I agree with Idris. I think that, like you said, Max, Juventus has been shaky. Even if they won the league, I mean, they win the league every year, so it's not like it's a surprise to them. They win, and then Champions League is this. It's their main objective every year. But I think that even though Juventus has been shaky, they are playing Lyon, who have finished seventh in France, which for the French league really isn't that good. Even in the first leg, they did score one goal, and maybe it says something about Juventus's ability to come back from a deficit from a team with a much lower level. But after they scored that goal, and 20 minutes later, Juventus was hammering, and Lyon really didn't have much to say. I even when I watched the game, I was with a friend who was from Lyon and was supporting. He At the end of the game, he was sweating and he says, "Oh my God, I do not want to be here for the second leg." So I think that even though they have the lead, it's almost like they don't, and that for me, there's no question, and Juventus are gonna blast right through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, they haven't been very good the whole season, but that hasn't stopped them from being good enough to go good to be good in the Champions League. I don't think it will get them far, but for sure, past you. I don't think there's any danger in that. Yeah. So yeah, there's really they should be serious about it, of course, but I think Ronaldo should do the job. I don't think you'll have enough to stop him. No one really does. But yeah, no, that's definitely a easy prediction, we could say. So that brings us onto the team. Now, maybe a reason for Juventus being so inconsistent this year is maybe because their starting 11 hasn't been consistent this year either. So, the midfield's been different from Rabiot, Pjanic, Bernardeschi, Betancourt. It seems like even got Ramsey on the bench. It seems like Sarri doesn't really know what he's doing with his team. Apart from Ronaldo, who's a lock, sometimes you have Dybala on the bench or Higuain playing up top with Ronaldo. Do we actually know what Juventus' best 11 is?
I think that's a good question. I think that's why Juventus are looking are selling Pjanic, looking to bring in Arthur. I think they're still trying to find that good chemistry and find that set midfield to carry them in the years coming. I think now that they have Ronaldo, they're mostly trying to build around him with maybe Dybala as a support. They're still trying to figure out also with how they bought Danilo last year, selling Cancelo. I think they were still trying to figure out what team could fit good around the Portuguese star. And I think if they can figure out clearly, then it's going to be a good boost for the second leg and for the quarterfinals. But at the same time, you have to look on the positive side. That means they have substitutes who are used to playing a lot, who are not often just super subs, and who can really impact the game. So, and who have the squad depth to go a long way. So I think there's both positive and negative in that.
Yeah, I'd have to say that Dybala has not impressed me as much as his capabilities allow him to play, and that Ronaldo. The thing about having Ronaldo on your team is that Ronaldo is a one man team. He can do everything. He can do anything. He can come back and score a hat trick for the victory all by himself. You see him do it time and time again. Even with Portugal against Spain, he scored a hat trick. No one saw it coming. In the Euros he had done it, and so when you have Ronaldo on your team, I think it's enough to play against a defense like Lyon's, which is not as good. They don't get to play against teams as good as Juventus all year long, because League One does have weaker teams apart from maybe PSG and Lyon themselves, but the other teams are much weaker, do not play at a higher level, except Saint-Etienne, which is the best team in the world right now. So, and number one is Sébastien. We are in National. No, but on a more serious note, I think that even though Juventus are shaky, Ronaldo has an incredible amount of skill and experience, especially which should allow them to beat a team that is not that good, and if they're not able to even play well, even if they win but don't play very well, it might be a telltale sign for what's to come in the future rounds of this Champions League.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually pretty weird looking at their squad because they seem to have all the attacking talent in the world, even with Douglas Costa, who can also get benched sometimes, but who's also in the starting 11. So it seems like scoring goals is not going to be a problem for Juventus. Seems that way. But yeah, I think what this year proves is that even if you had good players, a manager's so important in that to actually make them play in a coherent system. And I also think one player Sarri doesn't have in his squad is a sort of Jorginho type of player. I mean, he was central in his managerial career at Napoli, and of course, he transferred into Chelsea. And looking at the squad, Pjanic, I think he tried to use him at that sort of Jorginho type, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Even Rabiot hasn't got the bottle to do that, be that sort of playmaker, as he doesn't want to defend. I mean, etc. But yeah, I think the squad needs reshaping. Funnily enough, even if it's got so much talent, it's maybe one of the best squads in the world with Bayern's. So this brings us to the game against Lyon. And the first question is is this a difficult comeback, or should they just take it as a sort of training game to sort of get back to their top level?
I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. As I said, 1-0, not too difficult to overcome, as we saw yesterday with Brentford. But yeah, no, Lyon haven't been playing competitive games since March.
Yeah, so.
So I mean, they've only been practicing just for this specific game, and just practicing 4 months for a single game puts a lot of pressure on you, and I just don't think Lyon is going to handle that pressure. I think Juventus is going to come in after having just won the league and just. I think it's going to be a good 3-0 win. Easy for Juventus, clinical, no problems asked. Just get the job done.
I agree with Idris. I think tomorrow there is the Coupe de la Ligue final again with Paris and Lyon, and I think that's going to be a very interesting game to see where Lyon is today, or rather tomorrow, but where Lyon is at the moment. And this could be this depending on how they play, especially against a team like Paris, which is almost for me the level of Juventus. If they can pull out a win or even pull out a very good performance, who knows what's to come? Maybe they have those young players who are very very a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance, and can outrun and mentally outperform Juventus players. Even though I don't think it's probable, I think it'd be interesting to look out and see what happens in tomorrow's match.
Yeah, same. I do think Lyon's team is a bit too young now, but one positive for them is that Depay is back from injury. I don't know how to say it in English. He tore his ACL, same as Jeff and Adelaide, and they've both been superb this season before their injuries. And they didn't actually play against Juventus in the first leg, which maybe can weigh on the second leg. Who knows? But yeah, I think this should be a walk in the park for Juventus. Just always be afraid of conceding that away goal. That Lyon will have that. If they score that one away goal, maybe we'll be panic stations at Juventus. But yeah, it's very, very low chance of this. So this takes us to our predictions for the rest of the tournament for Juventus. Do you see them winning it? Where do you see Juventus stopping?
Well then, so if they do beat Lyon, then I believe they come against the winner of Man City and Real Madrid.
Yeah, so.
I think if they do win Lyon, and let's assume they do, then their next game is going to be the decisive game, I think, for the season. Make it or break it game, because we were always expecting them to win the league, especially with Ronaldo. I think if they win against that Man City or Real Madrid, I think they will win against Barcelona or maybe even Bayern. I don't know. If they do make it to the final, however, I don't see a team on the other side between Leipzig, Atletico, Atalanta, or PSG. I don't see any of those four teams troubling them. So I think the most important games are the early ones. I do see them reaching the quarterfinals and maybe even semis. But yeah.
Yeah, it feels a lot like the World Cup fixture. With the one side of the knockout table that's filled with the best teams in the world, and the other side which is almost pretty much empty. So I agree with Idris that I think the quarters and the semis are going to be the defining matches for these teams, and I would have trouble seeing Juventus, either Real Madrid or Man City, who will already have this a harder game, a better preparation for the next game. So even though they would be probably more fit against playing against a team like Lyon, I don't see them. I don't see them going forward.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you guys. I think the lack of they're having a coherent team around Ronaldo is going to cost them ultimately, and the other teams around them are too high quality for them to hope anything. Now, I'm not as harsh as you guys with the second part of the draw, but I'll touch on that on later videos. But I definitely don't see them going to the final, and if they do, it would probably be Ronaldo carrying them. Maybe we'd see a sort of Messi-esque performance, like Messi did. But even we saw the limits of that stopping the quarters, of course.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the semis. But yeah.
You can always hope on Aaron Ramsey scoring and just new position dying.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, my prediction is a hat trick from Aaron Ramsey.
Hat trick from Aaron Ramsey.
Aaron Ramsey.
Man just dies.
Yeah, 2020 wasn't bad enough.
I heard they were playing Chesney on the right wing. I don't know if.
To be honest, though, I think who is it? Quadrado's back. He's a right back now.
Really?
Yeah, he's a right back now. Who knows? Maybe it's.
No, is it right back or right wing back or just?
Right back. I mean, sort of like Trentish right back. See what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So yeah, going a bit off topic now, but yeah. So that's been our predictions and previews for Juventus Turin in this next Champions League tournament. Like.